Hey guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today we're going to be talking about the Sony Rx100 version 4 2019. What? That's right. So we are going to be talking about a camera that is 3 or 4 years old. It is a point and shoot camera. It is made by Sony. It is called the Rx100 version 4. And there are like 2 or 3 more newer versions than this one out there, but we're specifically talking about this today. I grabbed this from B&H to test out for the last month, and you're probably wondering, why are we talking about something with, well, that's 2 or 3 years old when we have newer versions out? So let me guys give you a little bit of background on what I'm trying to achieve here, and that is I really want a third professional camera that is small as possible, that gives me the best quality possible, so that I can do behind the scenes, little video snippets, just anything that I want that's gonna be super high quality that I can just pull out of my pants and just like start shooting really quick. So I started looking around, and the Sony seemed like a really good option. Reason being is they have a full 1-inch sensor in them. That's right, a full 1-inch sensor that you can find in these little point and shoot cameras, which is a bigger sensor than what you're gonna find in your like A6400, Sony A6500. So this camera is pretty amazing. And it definitely has some drawbacks that make it not as usable as I'd like it to be. And we're gonna talk about all that here in a second. So my search this fall and summer is to find a third small camera to put in my pocket that I can get nice professional shots. So let's say I'm just like going over to the parents' house and hanging out, and we're doing like a birthday or something, and mom wants me to get some pictures, and I don't want to bring my whole full kit. I can just pull this out and get great photos. So let's break down kind of why I think that the version 4 in some ways is better than the newer versions that have come out. One of them being that the version 4 you can get at a much cheaper price now that it's been out for a few years. The version 4 also has a 24 to 70 f1.8 to f2.8 fixed lens versus the new ones that have an 18 to 200 fixed lens, and it is 2.8 to f4, I believe. So you get a few extra stops of light with this version 4. The pictures on it are immaculate. The photography that this thing takes are just fantastic. I absolutely love the quality of the pictures. The video, again, amazing quality video. You have S-Log, so you have similar pro features that you're gonna find in the A7 III and the A7R III, which is fantastic. And I really liked it because you can shoot in a flat profile and then push it back in. But man, does video have some drawbacks, and this is where the camera loses me. And I really can't look at buying this for the simple fact of how difficult the video is to work with. So, first thing to mention about the video. If you're shooting in 4K, you only get 5 minutes of footage before you gotta hit the record button again. If you're shooting at 1080p, you do get the full 29 minutes, and it's fantastic. However, if we're shooting at 4K and we're doing 5 minutes, so mainly it stops recording after 5 minutes, just boom, that's all you're getting. You gotta hit record again. Well, guess what? If you're shooting outside in a warm fall day or warm summer day, hot summer day, guess what? You're getting like less than 10 minutes of footage before it's overheating. So you're gonna hit the record button the second time to start the second 5 minutes of 4K recording, and you're gonna get 2 or 3 minutes into that, and then this is gonna be like overheating and shut down, and you gotta wait at least 10, 15 minutes, if not longer, for it to really cool down. I have AC in this house. I'm sitting in my office right now, my studio, and guess what? I get it less than 15 minutes of straight, 5 minutes hitting record 3 different times. That third time I hit record, from that 10 minutes to 15-minute mark, it always overheats before it hits 15 minutes. So that's very frustrating for me. That makes it very unusable if I'm ever going to use it as like a third or second camera for one of my Media Unlocked videos. That's not going to cut. I'm not going to spend $500 on a camera, $600 on a camera that is not going to be able to help me on a professional level. Now again, it is a point and shoot. It is really small. This is more of a prosumer camera that I'm trying to use on a more professional level, so it's going to have drawbacks because it is 1/4 the price of a good professional camera. If not, really, it's more than 1/4, like 1/8 the price of a good professional camera. So the newer versions I don't think have the overheating issue as bad, and they also have audio hookups, so this does not allow for me to hook in external audio. However, the mic on this is quite impressive. So if there isn't a bunch of wind noise coming in, you're outside and it's super windy, outside of that, it gets really nice clean audio. It would really capture some very clean audio right here in this room. So let's talk about the super slow motion functions. That's the other thing that really excited me, is that it does up to 960 frames per second, 240 and 460, I believe. At 460, the quality is like, At 1,000 frames per second, the quality is horrid. It is super grainy, it is super noisy, it falls apart and breaks down really bad at a professional level, but it's really not that bad if I'm gonna slice it into, like, let's say, some of my medium locked videos. I'll throw in some footage. Me and my buddy Kevin got together. He's a really great skateboarder, so I got together with him. We went out and we started shooting footage with this to see how well the slow motion worked. You can totally see him, you really can, but it's just like the footage breaks down really bad. He loved it. He had a lot of fun being able to see himself in super slow motion. We even had one where he straight up fell on his face. It's bad but funny, and he was fine, of course. So the slow motion is usable, but it is really, I would never put it in anything professional. If I'm getting paid for the job, I am not putting that footage in my video. So those are the huge big drawbacks for me with this camera. Again, this camera is great for a prosumer. This is great for someone that's like, I just want to take a little bit of video and some good pictures, and I don't want to spend a ton of money, and I want to be able to throw it in my purse or in my pocket or at my kid's soccer game. The 24-70 is great. I would look at the 18-200 though, if you do need more than that 70. If you need to go further than that 70 length, that 18-200 might be a better option. And if you're shooting outside, the f4 really isn't going to matter that much. So a couple other things I really like about it. If you are a vlogger, boom. Like I said, the audio is pretty decent on this thing, but this is great for vlogging. You just flip this up, and I really, really like that aspect. If you do need to look through a viewfinder, they do have the electronic viewfinder, EV viewfinder, that you have that option. If you need flash, it does have a flash right here. Like any other camera that has a flash, it's going to work as well as those flashes, in my opinion. Again, nothing's going to really trump external flash. So I know we didn't really dive into a real world review on this. I really just want to talk about like what I'm looking for in a camera and how this fell short of what I needed. For you, it may not fall short, but for other people out there that are thinking about using or getting this camera or getting a small camera for the same ideas that I am, this is probably not the one you're going to want to grab. I know Canon makes one and Panasonic makes one that both do 4K, and they're supposedly pretty decent. They're full 1-inch sensors in a point and shoot. So I'm going to look into getting one of those next from B&H and testing it out and seeing if it's a better fit. Again, this older version allows for more light, as well as it's going to be a lot cheaper, but the newer versions do have some nice features that these older versions don't, and I'm sure that the quality has gotten better when it comes to the slow motion. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out and ask them. MediaUnlocked101@gmail.com, or just leave a comment below or shoot me a message on Facebook, and we will do our best to get back with you and answer any questions, because that's the biggest thing. When I was looking at what camera I wanted, everyone seemed to really like this camera, and for the most part the footage looked pretty decent, but no one really talked about where, in my opinion, it really limits itself. At least at my level of professionalism, this really limits me at what I can achieve. Now, if you're just looking for a great photography camera that is cheap, this thing, I mean, I really swear by this as a photo camera. I'm not going to take it to a wedding that I'm shooting and getting paid to shoot, but I'll definitely take it to anything. I would never take it to any paid event, probably. Plus, no one's going to take you serious if you're walking around shooting with this. When they're paying you, they want to see the big cameras, the big lenses, because half of what they're paying you for is the show, I swear, more than it is the quality of the photo. So anyways, guys, as always, I'll catch you next time. You guys have made it this far. If you want to check out our newest video, it will be right here. If you want to check out the product, it will be down here. If you do happen to click on it and purchase it, it does give us a little bit of commission, and that helps Media Unlocked keep making these videos. And of course, guys, right down below, go and leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, follow along. We'll catch you next time.